Hey you guys, Jeremy from Plastic Fanatastic Climbing. Thanks again for watching. Kind of exciting, got a call from Evolv and we got a whole bunch of brand new stuff. So that's kind of cool. I always appreciate all my vendors that call me up and say they have new stuff for us to test out or to try out or to review or whatever. In truth, I am just happy when I hear about new technology or new stuff that comes out in the climbing world, because I am kind of geeky that way. Like, I really love gear and I really love like going out and testing all that stuff out and just kind of seeing what like fits with like my life, because more than likely if somebody's out there creating something, the reality behind it is that they probably went out and they probably tested it, and in today's day and age, more than likely the thing that they're creating is more than likely fairly solid. But the thing that you're always checking for is if the thing that you're testing is the thing for you, right? Which is kind of like shoes. Like, there's so many shoes out there. There's so many companies that create shoes and that create really awesome climbing shoes. But the reality is our foot is, is our foot. And, we kind of just need, we just need it to fit, and we just kind of need it to fit our foot in a very specific way, right? And that's the thing that happens when you find like a really good shoe and you're like, oh my God, this is the most comfortable pair of shoes that I've ever climbed with. And on top of that, the other thing is that not only do you want it to be comfortable, you want it to be kind of high performing in the way that you climb. Like, I tend to boulder a lot. And because I tend to boulder a lot, like, some of my favorite like terrain is anything that's overhung and that's kind of like steep in that way, just because I kind of love like that kind of switch your hips in technical kind of toe hook, heel hook kind of climbing. I just find it super exciting for me. And the reality is that whenever I'm doing any kind of like balancy technical kind of footwork kind of climbing, like it really blows my mind. Like, I am so kind of thrown off by that kind of climbing and that kind of like push press kind of way to get up a wall that, like it's just not kind of like my way. It's not kind of like my jam. I do it obviously because, like some of my favorite climbs I've ever climbed have been kind of like that very slabby kind of footwork technical kind of climbing. But the reality is that, would I wear my favorite shoes on that kind of climb? Because my favorite shoes are, as most of you guys know, the new like 2016 version of the Evolv Shaman. Would I wear those shoes on that kind of climbing? Part of me says yes, but as you guys know, like, I got a pair of like the new Supras to product test, and man, those shoes, and I think if you guys have watched any of the other videos, are kind of really made to be climbing in this duck foot kind of way where your feet kind of go like this. And the Shamans aren't, I don't want to say they aren't like that, but for sure the new Supras are definitely like that, where they are very much what classically is called an edging kind of shoe. And that's all I really mean. All I really mean is that there's so much stuff that's out there and there's so many companies that are putting out good stuff. You just kind of have to figure out like if the thing that you're testing and the thing that you're putting your foot in or the light that you're using is kind of like the thing that works with what you've got, right? So on that note, as I was saying earlier, I'm just really appreciative of new companies sending stuff our way, or old companies sending stuff our way because I really dig the whole technology side of the, I don't want to say of outdoor climbing gear because it's not just outdoor stuff. I just enjoy technology in general, and I love figuring out like if it kind of fits like who I am and like my routine, right? But let's stop gabbing about that. Let me show you the stuff that we got because I'm so psyched about it. You might have noticed from our social media feed, if you guys aren't following our Plastic Fanatastic climbing Instagram, we handed out some of the new Agros, and oh my god, these shoes are, I mean, I physically love the look of these shoes. Like, I think they look like, kind of like, if a sports car was gonna be like a shoe, that's what I think these look like. They look like a Lambo, or would it be a Ferrari? Like, obviously this is not Ferrari red, but they kind of have like that angular kind of shape that a Lambo would have, and oh my god, these are super sexy. I mean, just aesthetically as a shoe, I think they're really cool. So if you guys don't know, the Agro is replacing the Nexos on the Evolv line, and they are the ultra aggressive, and you can kind of tell, like here's like the Supras, and then here's the Agros. You can kind of tell that these are really aggressive. So these are kind of Evolv's answer or solution to anybody who wants a really aggressive shoe, because they look like them, but B, they also like fit like them. I am gonna wear them today for like my first time. Like, in truth, like I wanted to create this video before I wore them because I wanted them to be all clean and shiny. So I'm gonna try them out to let you know, but from the reports of that I've been getting, so I handed them out to 3 of the other Plastic Fanatastic members, and from the reports that I'm getting, they are saying that they love them and that they have tons of things to say. So they've only had them for a week, so who knows, their opinion may change. But for now, they're saying that they love them. They have definite things to talk about the shoe. And it's pretty awesome, actually. So the other shoe that we got is the Evolv Supras. And as you guys know, I pre-production beta tested them, and I felt really positive about them. There was a slight bit of hesitation in me, just mainly because I really am in love with a little bit more aggressive down toe shoe. So if you guys don't know how that works, so what they end up doing is that they end up building a whole bunch of shoes and then they hand them out to their athletes. And they typically call those like their pre-production or like their demo test models. And what they do is that they'll go out and they'll send a shoe out to a whole bunch of athletes, and then they'll get all this beta back, and they'll get all this data, and they'll get all that info, and then they'll tweak it after hearing what everybody else says. And then they'll make like final adjustments. I have to say that from this pair to the first pair that I got, I can feel the adjustments that they made, and I also sized appropriately. So they typically make, you know, those kind of test shoes, those beta test shoes, in a size 9. Like 9 is kind of like the standard size for making like test shoes. And I wear an 8.5, 9 in like a normal regular street shoe. And I went down to an 8.5 in these. And so I had the size 9, but I sized to an 8.5, and I think that's gonna make the big difference. Like I was kind of like, not that I was on the fence about how good they were, because I thought they were really good, and I felt like, you know, anything that I climbed in my Shamans that I could possibly pull off in these. Now that I have like an 8.5, and now that they fit a little bit more snug, because that's kind of how I like my shoe, I want to say that I'm going to stand by that opinion, that anything that I could do in my Shamans, I'll be able to do in this. And as you can tell, these are super shiny and new. And the reality is, again, like, I kind of wanted to kind of make this video before wearing them, before dirtying them up. But I got a pair. The team is waiting for a size run of these. So we're waiting for them to get their size runs, and then we'll actually get them. But I'm gonna start wearing them now, because since I was on the product run, I'll want to be part of that conversation review that you guys all know and love that we do. Just because I really feel like, for somebody who doesn't want an aggressive shoe like this or the Shamans, like, I think this is gonna really kill it for people. I think it's gonna do an awesome job. The other thing that we got is these. So I've already handed these out to the team, and these are the Evolv Ashimas. And these were designed with Evolv and her together. And I think, I didn't ask them, but I really feel like, you know, like, there was never a shoe, in my opinion, that I felt that competed with the 510 Dragons. I think this is that shoe. I think this is the shoe that's going to compete with that shoe. I used to climb in the Dragons, and I kind of did that thing that everybody else did, which is you just kind of like got them super tight, and then after getting them super tight, you just never laced them. And God, I have to say that, you know, they performed really well, but man, were they really snug and painful. So I'm really curious as to what our reviewers are gonna say about this, because these only come in up to a size 8 in men's. So if you wear an 8 in men's, you can get away with wearing these. But not that I want to say that they're designed for women, because I mean, like, I don't think any shoe's ever really designed specifically. But I really want to say that if Evolv was only going to put out up to a size 8 in men's, that really means size 9 in women's. That really does kind of mean that they're only limiting this to anybody with a small foot, or quote unquote a woman's foot, right? Like, but again, I feel like if you have like a narrow foot, like, you could probably rock these, right? Like, if you have a narrow foot and you can fit into a men's size 8, this might be a shoe for you. The other thing we got are the new Zenders. So this is their new approach shoe that is coming off all the information and all the data that they received from the Cruiser line. So as you can tell, they kind of almost still have like that Cruiser look, but it's kind of like a heavier material. It's not that really light canvas kind of material that the Cruisers are known for. This is more of a thicker material, and you can tell the sole is a little bit different. They probably took some information off the Cruiser Sykes. So obviously you guys know this to be the Cruiser Syke, and you can kind of tell there's the sole, and then here's the sole of the Zenders. So they probably took some information from that, right? And then they came up with a shoe that is similar, right? I'm super curious about them. I already wore them out to Malibu, and oh my god, you guys. So let me tell you, so we obviously have been going through some kind of like LA drought or Southern California drought. And, you know, Malibu Creek has been dry for a really, really long time. All the rain that we've been getting here in California has filled up the creek again, and there's water streaming, there's water rushing through. Typically you can get to the climbing area without getting wet. That's not so right now. Right now, if you were to go to Malibu, you would need to walk through water. If you guys check out our Instagram, there's like a little video of me walking out to the climbing area, and you'll notice I'm wearing A, the Zenders, but B, also that I have to wade through water like very carefully because I couldn't physically see what I was stepping on. So the last thing I wanted to do was step on a slippery rock or step in something where my foot would get stuck and then I would slip and bonk my head. Or the thing I always think about is I always bring my camera gear wherever I go. The last thing I want to do is get my camera gear wet, even though the gear that I brought was bona fide, you know, like water resistant, water, you know, like I've seen people like throw mud on my camera and wash it off in the river and it's still totally fine. I would never ever want to test that out with my gear, but I'm not afraid to like shoot swimsuits or swimsuit models in pools with my gear. So, but on that note, I digress. I was really, really careful and wobbly. So the water's really, really high. I really hope that we get 10, 15 more solid days of really, really good rains, because I would love for Los Angeles to be out of this drought, because, you know, it kind of sucks. Like, water is an important thing, and, you know, we don't have much of it in Los Angeles. So it'd be great, like, if we got the mountains to be really kind of snow-capped, so it can dry up and come all the way down here to Los Angeles. That'd be great. I'm trying to think of anything else. I wanted to show you guys all the new stuff. Zender, the Ashimas, the Supras, and the Agros. I kind of wanted to show you all that new stuff. I kind of want to talk to you guys. Again, like, I'm really trying to push for, you know, having a weekly, if not weekly, having like a bi-monthly video, just so you guys have something to watch. Or I don't know, are you guys really excited about hearing me talk? But on that note, like, I really kind of want to make this huge push to make all that happen, right? And luckily we have like all this cool stuff that we get to test out and we get to share with you guys, because that's really what this is about. You know, at least it is for me, and I know it is for the rest of the Plastic Fanatastic team. Like, we really, really love sharing our climbing world with you guys, and I'm trying to figure out how we could do that. Like, how would you guys like to see that happen? You know, do you guys want to see Katie Jo more? Do you want to see Kate more? Do you want to see Eric more? We have some new people on the team that I'm kind of feeling out and seeing if they actually like doing this, if they want to be part of this or whatever. You know, if there's somebody that you see that you totally vibe with, you know, write us a comment, write us something to let us know that you're really kind of digging who that person is, or you're really kind of connecting with them, because we really want to do that. We really want to connect with you guys in this very kind of genuine way, through climbing, through gear, just so, you know, like, we can have this open communication, right? Like, I believe in that. I believe in communicating about the things that I love and sharing it with people. So I am in hopes that like, it just kind of opens some kind of line between me and you guys out there. And I know for sure that's kind of what everybody else is thinking. I know Katie Jo's really into that. Kate is really into that. As stoic as Eric is, I really do know that he loves being connected to people, and he really loves kind of, you know, meeting everybody out there. So I highly recommend that you guys either subscribe to this channel, subscribe to our Instagram, and then just kind of watch what we do, or you know what, individually subscribe to each of us. So you can find me, obviously, through Plastic Fanatastic Climbing, or my photography, which is, my Instagram is aka photoboy, which is always tagged within Plastic Fanatastic. You can find Katie Joe through Katie Joe. You can find Kate through On the Jumbotron. And Eric, I believe you just find through Eric. What is Eric's? I forget. But you can always find him. You can always find all of us through Plastic Fanatastic. I think that's it. I just kind of wanted to introduce you guys to the things that we have coming in, or at least the reviews that should be coming within a month and a half. Obviously each one is going to have like a staggered kind of review release, but on that note, it's coming. We're also looking forward to the new Evolv Chakra, which essentially takes a whole bunch of the Shaman technology and puts it in a low volume shoe for people who feel like the Shamans are a little bit too wide. So not that I want to call them the Shaman LVs, but it would be the replacement for the Shaman LVs, would be the Chakras. I will have a preliminary review for you about those with, seriously, like just the cutest, most wonderful girl who got to test them out. I love her, I adore her, and I think you guys will too, because she's just cute as a button. Alright, I think that's it. So, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Subscribe, ask questions. I always promote asking questions and asking anything. As a matter of fact, I'm super stoked because I was at the climbing gym and some guy walked up to me and he asked me about the Supras, and even though we haven't fully tested them out, but I tested out the pre-production, he still asked me questions about that in person, and I really kind of dug that. I really kind of dug the fact that he's really psyched about these, and I think you guys should be too. So watch, ask questions. If you guys live in Southern California, or you guys see me at Bishop or Malibu or Joshua Tree or Yosemite or in the Bay Area, if you guys run into me and you see me, come and chat with me for sure, because I would love to talk to you guys about whatever, you know? If you guys just want to sit and chat, come and chat with me. I am all welcome to it, and so is everybody else on our team. So, I'm rambling. I think I will end it there. And one more time, thank you again for watching. I hope to hear from you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.